Yeah, Green Bay's gotten a lot better. They added a couple players, and had a week to prep. We saw some different offensive stuff, and won 3-1 at the end. We hadn't seen. So, but guys, it's like any elite game and a rivalry game. It's going to be a battle. I thought we suffered through a not exceptional offensive night and found a way from the free throw line. Congratulations to Themis on his 1,000th point and 12 for 12 from the line. Eric Pratt's plus 21 had a really good game. Johnny Lovelace got the second career start in college, and I thought defensively especially he was great. And then can't say enough about KP. Without Jamichael, 10 defensive rebounds. We needed every one of them.
Bart, can you give us an idea of what happened with Jamichael and maybe what is ahead for him as far as a possible return and all that?
Yeah, no, he doesn't even know what play it happened on, but he got hit in the hand in the first half last game. Came in at halftime, was pretty sore. He has, they think it's a hairline fracture in the finger. Should be a pretty minimal weight. We're hoping to have him back next week.
When you go into a game having to prep and knowing that you're not going to have one of your best players, a guy who's really a difference maker on the boards, how does that affect you guys? I mean, you try to plan as best you can around it, but the reality is that's a really good player that you're without.
Yeah, and it's been a lot with those inside guys. You got Danilo came back, and then he had a concussion, and has been out, and he's coming back. Faison's still trying to get his feet under him and his wind. Duff was a minute late for shoot around, so we didn't start him. So I told them there's a lot of adversity, some of it self-imposed that we've had over the course of the year. Hopefully this smooths out, but it was a lot. But our guards have been steady, and they really defended today. You just roll with it. We had basically a one-day prep for this, and they had a week, and we try to go with our systems and make sure that we're doing things the right way. I thought for the most part we did. Held them to 59 points.
Coach, you mentioned the changes on your side, but Green Bay, they didn't have Anthony Roy, one of the top scorers in the country, and they brought in Jonathan Levy, the 23-year-old Israeli freshman. And what were some of the challenges having to prep for them?
Well, we just didn't know what we were going to be facing. At this time of the year, you watch people and you have a pretty good idea of what you're going to have. He had 2 games under his belt and 4 shots, something like that. So he's much better. We knew he was he's been a pro for a long time, and he's much older. So it's not like they added a freshman. They added a grown man, and he's got a more receding hairline than any of our guys, except for Duffy maybe. But he's a good player, and he's tough, and he's big. He sets real screens, and if he gets the ball close to the basket, he puts it in. So. He'll continue to get better as he acclimates, but he was pretty good today, so we weren't really prepared for that.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on a team being able to bring in someone with that much experience just in the middle of the year?
That's college basketball now. We're going to see more of that. You're going to see more of a lot of things. We're in an era where it's not even really semi-pro at this point. So we gotta do what we do, and people are going to add and subtract, faster and faster, and hopefully we can remain steady. And I thought our systems held today, even though it was a tough game. They played well. Green Bay played well, and they guarded well, and they gave up 1 offensive rebound in the second half. We just manhandled them at their place. So give them some credit too.
Themis, you guys made two shots in the final 11:34, but 15 for 20 from the line, and you were 10 for 10 in the last 9:40, I think it was. You didn't take a lot of shots in the game, period. But can you just talk about maybe kind of the calming influence you're able to provide when things might have been going a little haywire offensively tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I really want to just make sure I took care of the ball. You know, we've been having a lot of turnover issues the past few games. And this game, you know, especially Green Bay playing super slow, holding the ball to the end of the shot clock, you know. I wanted to make sure that our defense was on point, but also on offense, we weren't turning the ball over, and we were getting the best possible shot. And I think that we were doing a better job than we had before, touching the paint, kicking the ball out, finding shooters, you know. Still got to make shots, but, I mean, we was getting fouled, and free throws part of the game, and I feel like we all as a group took advantage of it and made our free throws.
I know you got the majority of your 1,000+ points not here, but to reach that milestone anyway, I mean, what does that mean to you personally?
It means a lot, you know. I mean, in the NCAA, a lot of people don't view me as a scorer much, you know what I mean? So it feels good to get 1,000 points. The one I'm really looking forward to is trying to get 500 career assists. I'm not too far away, but hopefully I can get that this season as well. And yeah.
Bart, from your perspective, having a leader like him, even though, again, new to the program, but he's been able to step in, take the keys to the car, so to speak, and really, you know, you guys have been able to integrate him in pretty seamlessly. How important has he been to you guys?
Yeah, he's been huge. You know, we come down at the end of the games, and he knows the pulse. And just his answer before, you know, he understands that this was a kind of a grinded out game. You get into a game where the other team is playing against the shot clock every possession. It becomes like a football game. You know, it's time of possession, and you know, we had some quick ones where we were guarding for 30 seconds and come down and we possess the ball for 6 seconds. And if you do that for the entire game, then you're going to be pretty tired. And Themis feels that. He can make adjustments with me on the fly at the end of games. You know, we hadn't seen their 1-3-1 at all. We were able to, on the fly, do some different things with it, and we got the ball in the paint and got fouled. And then they got out of it. So it's just you know, a heady player, a talented player, but also he's cerebral and has seen a lot of college basketball. So, you know, we're pretty fortunate to have him.
Coach, you had some very strong offensive teams during your time here, but recently the defense has really been stepping up and keeping you in games when the shots aren't falling. You know, what are you seeing on that end of the ball? You know, how can you turn that defense into offense?
Yeah, I really like to see that happen. I still think we're gonna find that offensive rhythm. Part of it is guys in and out of the lineup and the continuity that we've lacked. You know, for most of the season, Johnny Lovelace has played 3 and 2 and 3 for us, and today started at the 4. And I literally had to tell him yesterday's practice. A focus was just making sure that he remembered to take the ball out and that he was going to run to the top and not to the corners. And so it's just, you know, being able to have some seamless practices where we have the whole group. We're a talented offensive group, but that's not enough. You got to be able to play together and know where people are supposed to be. And Themis and I actually talked about that this week, and we're going to get there. But if you guard and you rebound, you know, you got time. If we weren't guarding and rebounding, the offense would be a major problem. But we'll get there.
I know Lyric got in kind of late, didn't play much. Is he doing better with the knee? And then any update on Aaron Franklin too?
Yeah, Lyric's knee's still bothering him, but he's doing better with it. I think the little bit of rest helped. It was good to get him some minutes today. He's been playing well in practice. And then, you know, he made a couple mistakes, was able to play through it today. And, you know, he's going to make a positive impact on this team. Aaron, not as good prognosis, I think. You know, the foot is just day to day. He tried to shoot around this morning and just can't go. So I'm not sure where we're going to go with that. But would have been nice to have him in the lineup. Having Danilo back helps with that. Just got to get him some practices. You miss a week. It doesn't sound like much to people who aren't in this, but a week's a lot. You lose your conditioning, you lose your rhythm. So D'Lo will help us if Aaron can't come back.